What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Talkin' Tunes with Sean, the series podcast where we talk everything music of all genres, everything topics, albums, records, concerts, news, updates, whatever has to do with music. And we got a little series going on here called The Greatest Vocalists of All Time, the Murray NJ08 edition. And I'm doing it by round. And if you haven't seen the first round, go back. I'll probably have a link in the description, but it's in this playlist, Talking Tunes with Sean. This is round 2. Now, if you're just tuning in, you definitely should go back and watch the first round. What I did was I picked my favorite artists. I narrowed it down to a main list. I talked about each artist and why they're in that list and what they meant to me as far as their vocals. Now, I'm narrowing it down in 3 rounds, in 3 episodes. So this is round 2. I went over that list from round 1 and I took some people out. I eliminated them. This is round 2 and why I think these people should stay to the next round. And then the next episode will be round 3, the final round. And then I'm going to have the top 5 ending with number 1. So that'll be the finale. Now, I started off with like almost 100 people before the list of the first round. So I really narrowed it down. Here's who I came up with for the second round. Jeff Tate made the cut from Queensryche, because I just think he's phenomenal. I really, I went back and I was listening to some older Queensryche records. Operation Mindcrime, Empire. And I was watching some Unplugged from Queensryche, some Queensryche Unplugged. I said to myself, my God, what a phenomenal vocalist. I had to include him in the final cut. Rob Halford, again, could do things with his voice that is just untouched. The range that he has, and even still today, I saw them in concert not too long ago, and he's still kicking ass. Comes out with the bike, with the Harley, with the leather jacket. I really think that, he definitely deserves to be in the next round. So Rob Halford made the cut. Ronnie James Dio, come on, it's obvious. Phenomenal singer. Aaron Lewis, again, I got a soft spot for him. I always did. It is what it is. I just love his voice. I always did. He always was my favorite singer, and I just absolutely love Stained. Dysfunction is one of my favorite albums of all time, and I really believe he needs to be on all these lists. He's a very big inspiration of why I started singing. Maynard James Keenan, exactly the same feelings. One of my favorite singers of all time, always was. Maynard James Keenan's voice. Not only is I think it's one of the most unique voices, but melodically and just the vocal range and just the depth and the atmospheric sound of his voice. When you put on headphones, and whether you're listening to Pussifer or Perfect Circle or Tool, I've said this before, he makes you feel like you're in that world of the lyrics, of whatever he's trying to make you feel. You can visualize it just because of his vocals. And to me, that's a real artist. To me, when you can make people feel what you're singing and saying, that's really something. Hansi Kirsch from Blind Guardian, but also in the super group with Iced Earth, Demons and Wizards. he just did an orchestra album with an orchestra. It proves my point. What a phenomenal singer he is. This guy is just, the more I listen to them, the more I study him and listen to him, and he keeps going up in my ranks, in my list. And I never realized, I always knew he was just a phenomenal singer, but now I'm like, this guy is beyond amazing. Beyond amazing. So talented. James LeBray from Dream Theater, James, he's always going to be, no matter what, one of my favorite singers. His voice, if you ever listen to Through Her Eyes, or like The Silent Man, or like Space Dive Vest, vocals Another Day, vocals on him. See, he's got like the vocals that go well with like a heavy song, but like Endless Sacrifice when it kicks in. But I mean, even like the mellower songs, he's just phenomenal. You can really see his range, his vocal range. Like, I've had people come over that want nothing to do with like hard rock or metal, but they hear like his songs and his metal songs. They can't believe what a wide variety he sings, but they can't believe what an amazing singer he is. Like, I had a lot of people in my family that were like big Journey fans, and then listen to Dream Theater, and they're like completely hooked. They just love him. The band, listen, between the instruments that they play, the band in itself is amazing, but he's just an amazing singer. They're class talent band to the highest. And they got an amazing singer, and that's why he's on this list. Freddie Mercury, no brainer. What can I say? You know, a classic. Bruce Dickinson, again, Iron Maiden. What more could be said? What more could be said about the vocals and the talent? David Draiman. I put him on this list because I really think he brings a lot to the table as far as vocals and different ranges of vocals. And I know he's had a lot of trouble through the years with vocals, with a lot of health issues. But another thing that I look for in these vocalists is how they perform live on stage, and he's amazing, and I've seen them so many times. But he's always on the top of his game, and he's another one that really gives you that atmospheric sound when you listen to him. A really well-rounded singer. Marilyn Manson, again, as far as that unique vocals, very distinct. You know exactly who's singing as soon as he opens his mouth. There's no confusing him with another singer. And, you know, James Hetfield, Metallica, classic. Again, great singer. Everything, you know, from the heaviest old school thrash to the newest stuff to the more mellower songs like Mama Said, Fade to Black. But then he got like Creeping Death, Fight Fire with Fire. Just all around great singer. Amazing performer, you know, gets there on stage, tours his ass off, gives it his A game every time he's out there. I mean, that's a talent right there. And never lets the fans down, and that's really an amazing thing. Kevin Madison, Kevin from Parable, also from Evans Blue. Listen, I talked about Kevin in detail in the first round. Go back. Just like Aaron Lewis, he's always had a soft spot in my heart for most amazing singer. I don't know what it is about him, but he's just I don't know, his vocals I'm obsessed with. I'm going to tell you a story. Do you know at least a couple times out of every month of the year, I have to go back on YouTube and watch that acoustic set that he did with Parable. He did like Alarmed. He did like Bend. He did like When the Conversation Ends. He did like Q, Terrified. He is beyond amazing with his vocals. I don't know what the fuck Evans Blue was thinking, but when he left, I followed him. And when he went with Parable, I became one of their biggest fans. And he's just, I think he's one of the most amazing singers ever. Ozzy Osbourne is the last one in this round, and that's who made the final cut. Think Ozzy Osbourne. What more could I say? Talk about unique, talk about standout vocals, talk about, like I said, in the last round, genre of his own. Black Sabbath, he's done it all. The Godfather. And I just think that it really, really is, it comes down to these great, amazing talents. And I can't wait to see what round 3 brings. I can't wait to see who makes the cut in round 3. And then I can't wait to see who makes the top 5 and who's the winner. It's going to be tough, man. I got to really think, because I want to do a lot of ties, but that's copping out. That's you know, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that to you guys. I want to make a definitive winner. But I know deep down I'm going to be saying afterward, I wish, I changed my mind. Nah, this should have won. Nah, this... It's going to happen. I'm still upset about people that didn't make my first cut. But I listen to so much music. I could be here for hours listing amazing singers. I can't, I at some point, I got to draw the line and make a definitive list. So, after this video ends, I'm going to be thinking about this. And I'm going to be thinking about who's going to make the final round. And then I'm going to make like a top 5. Find out. Stay tuned and find out who's going to be in the final round, and who the Murray NJA winner is going to be as greatest vocalists of all time. It's going to be interesting. It's a fun little thing I'm doing on this series. We're also doing another little mini series within this series, Talking Tunes with Sean. We're doing greatest albums of all time. That's fun. I've been working on that. Take care, everybody, and I'll be seeing you again soon.